What's up, beautiful people? Long time. No connect. Well, here anyways. On the tube of you. Yeah. As you can see, I've taken a deep pause here with my shares and have just really turned inward in terms of having a presence online. Hit the brakes. You gotta just see these reds. I mean, majestic. The sage. It's been heavily misty, foggy this morning, and I came out for a hike, and I've been stopping every few minutes to take photos of spider webs. Look at this. It's just like God's handiwork is so apparent in nature, and it's different every single time, every single season, every day of every season, every hour, depending. I mean, you could get lost in the micro moments here of beauty. But I was just thinking about you guys, and I often do, and I've actually made a handful of videos to check in and say hey, and also just apologize for literally making my Irish goodbye, so to speak. I just dipped on you guys, and personal reasons, and yeah, I'm in a very inward contemplative space, and I've also just not been sure of these guys. Can we get look. A little family. Just heard a hummingbird go by. Yeah, I've been rather inward and contemplative and just unsure. Here come some people. I'm gonna pause and then I'll come back. Anywho, where was I? Yeah, I mean, we're all in the same boat. We're all living in this world that it's like upside down world, and quote, reality has just become more and more absurd by the day. And just with all the things happening online, I've really been contemplating and questioning, like, how do I relate to this? I've also just been in this season of change, shifting from mother to crone, and sorry, I'll do abrupt pauses when I see people. I want to respect their privacy. Oh, let's look at the spider web though. This is a very squirrel video. Ultimately I wanted to share these views with you, but also wanted to say hi and check in and just say what's up. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm just not certain about if or how I'd want to have this presence here. Quite ambivalent about it. A big part of me wants to connect and share with those of you who have gathered here, for the love of connection, and just human to human in an increasingly unhospitable. Okay, every time there's an abrupt pause, it's because that person comes up. But as I was saying, it's an ever increasingly inhospitable world for humans. It's so strange. Not nature, but the constructed matrix world. That world is, it's seemingly hostile towards us humans, and seems to have been constructed with such malintent. And that's my 2 cents anyways. I mean, just based on the way it's being used right now by the puppeteering class, us mere mortal peasants who are we're really wanting to just be human. We have very real universal human needs, in the words of Marshall Rosenberg. Pause. Yeah, and we're all just trying to get our needs met, which is like how perfectly human. And yet, this world befuddles us. It muddles. It muddles our humanness. Again, not the natural, nature world, but the constructed societal overlaid system world is what I'm referring to. I believe nature, this is God's country, we were created for a garden, to live harmoniously in the garden, and everywhere I look when I'm in nature, this is like my respite and my place to commune. It's my cathedral to commune with God. And of nature's resplendent glory. Sure, nature is harsh and intense, but it requires us to be in our humanity. And that artificial construct of the world, which feels less and less familiar to us as humans, right? Trying really hard to figure out how to relate and how to function within this overlaid construct, and it's become increasingly perplexing. Okay, there's a huge crew of people hiking up on the road above me, so if you hear a ton of voices, hopefully that's not too disturbing for you. I'm very sound sensitive. So have a whole bunch of other conversations around me. Messes with my brain a little bit. Okay, anyways, let's get back to our chat. Wow, that's pretty loud. I'm just gonna pause and let them walk by. All right, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so where did I leave off? Just the challenge of being human right now, and trying to make a go of it on planet Earth, and live beyond survival, where we might shift into thriving. With the demands of living within the overlaid construct of society, they're making it more and more challenging to just simply get ends met. I'm not saying anything that's shocking to anyone. We all know it. We're all living it. This is more so just us chatting about it, cost of living, the cost of renting, or for those of you who pay a mortgage, and then all your homeowner's insurance and all of that, property taxes. Oh my gosh, there's like a massive crowd of people, it sounds like. I mean, I'm a renter myself, but, you know, just the simple things like, look at that, like groceries. It's just so wild. My gosh. Car insurance, car registration, taxes that we pay on everything. Yeah, our utility bills, like just simple stuff. It's just ridiculous. And I mean, I come from a seemingly simpler time, pre-internet, so I can see the divide. And I'm a mother of 2 young adults, and you know, I have so much empathy and compassion and concern around what entering into young adulthood must be like for our young ones, you know, for people who are entering into this world and trying to figure out how they're going to make a go of it. It's daunting. And, you know, there's this sort of malaise, there's this like pervasive despondency amongst us humans that are like, what is this? And like, who snatched my earth? Who snatched my reality? Like, and I guess the beauty of it is it's so disturbing and alarming that it does cause people to awaken from their slumber, because it's just, you can't deny it, you know. More and more people are feeling the sting and the burn of this. And we're having to deal with it. Pause for the symphony. I know for myself, I really long to extract myself from the artificial overlaid system as much as possible. I have dreams, plans, goals that I'm working diligently towards right now, and you know, like for so many others, they feel quite impossible. They feel insurmountable, and yet I do wholeheartedly believe that God works all things for our good, you know, for those that are called according to God's purpose. And you know, I've really surrendered and laid my life down and just said, you know, my life is yours. How can I best serve you? How can I best serve life? And I know all will be worked for the best. Okay, I'm going uphill now, so if I huff and puff, you'll know why. Anyways, I feel like I'm probably saying the same thing that I would say on all those other videos that I had posted before. So yeah, I almost kind of feel like a broken record. Look at all the sage. It's just so pretty. It smells amazing too. Oh my goodness. Wow. But I guess this is just to say hey and check in and just see, like, how are you doing? How are you faring as of late? How are you relating to the world as it is? You know, like, what's your relationship to this current, quote, reality? Look at that. Let's see. Wow. Stunning. Magic. Um, how are you doing it, And do you have any sense of, like, what are your wise ways of navigating? Look at this. I mean, it's like spider condos. For me, I just keep thinking, I am not of this world. I mean, my body is, and my body is working in harmony concurrently with my spirit and that holy life force, the Holy Spirit. And that's what grounds me. That's what, anchors me and gives me my root and my perspective, my vision. That's what gives me hope. I also, as a mom, I want to do my best to contribute and create a legacy that's worth leaving here, and to honor my people in that way, my children, my family, my community. I don't want this life to be wasted or squandered. Can you see all those, look at all those spider webs? I love misty mornings because you can see all what the spiders have been up to. When I came down this earlier, I had to sadly break through a lot of bridges the spiders had made across the trail. Sorry, spiders. But they're covered in beads of dew, and it's just so stunning. So yeah, anyways, how are you making the most of your life? How are you coping? What are your visions for the future? Let me know. All right, infinite blessings. Peace be within you. And take good care, my friends. Yeah, infinite blessings. Yeah, until next time, peace.